What's up, fam? Happy motherfucking Saturday. It's Saturday for me, and happy motherfucking October. These are going to be readings for the month of October. 2023 has been a little bit of a minute, not too long. I'm trying to get my butt back on here more consistently here on YouTube. So these are going to be readings for each of the 12 zodiac signs. Linked down below, you'll see the timestamp, so you'll be able to go directly to your reading. Please make sure to also check your moon and rising signs, because those readings can give you kind of another perspective or another way of looking at it. Can also show different aspects of a situation or completely different situations that need to be addressed or talked about. So go ahead and check those as well. Go ahead and follow me on my Instagram account at grateful_Drake222. Grateful is spelled GRATEFUL, not like GREAT. So grateful_Drake222. Also linked in the bio there on Instagram, you can shop my crystal shop, and also find links for videos and other things that I have going on as well. If you're looking to book a private reading, you can always email me at gratefuldraketarot.com and we can get you going there. And without further ado, let's get into our first readings, boo. I love you guys. Happy motherfucking October. Take care of yourselves. This is definitely a time to amp up any sort of rituals or spiritual practices that you have that help keep you feeling grounded and help you feel comforted and nurtured as well. So this is the time to do it. The veil is thinning. All right, let's go. Libra boo, how you doing? Happy motherfucking Saturday. Happy motherfucking October. Hope everybody's doing well. Make sure to give me a follow on Instagram at grateful_Drake222. Where you can also hit the link in my bio, browse my crystal shop. Also, you can book a private reading at that location as well. Make sure to check your moon and rising while you're here today as well. Down below are the timestamps, so you can go directly to your moon and rising signs, okay? So we're doing things a little bit different here. I've already pre-shuffled and divvied out your cards. So right now I'm looking at your spread, okay? Let me just digest a sec. So this does feel like a couple. This feels like a relationship, family dynamic, whatever that looks like to you, whether it's a big family or it's a family of two or whatnot. But it does feel like a family structure that the female in the relationship is, it could be the male too, but the female here is reversed. We have the Emperor, who's the first card out, ruled by Aries, okay? And right next to him, we have the Empress, who's reversed. The Emperor and the Empress are a couple in the Tarot. So it does feel like family stuff, especially because the Empress is followed by the Six of Cups reversed. Now, the Empress and the Six of Cups are both reversed, okay? So something with the Divine Feminine. So even if this is an issue with the male, something about the Divine Feminine, whether you're a male or female, there's something that's feeling as though it's not coming to fruition, or there's something that's happening where you feel like your blessings are being blocked. Some of you may be trying to have children with the Six of Cups reversed. This is a picture of two siblings in the garden, right? It's a time of innocence and purity and peace. It's a happy time. It's supposed to be a happy time of coming together, a reconciliation, a healing, a blending, a bonding of some sort. And so when we see it reverse, followed by the Empress, who's said to be pregnant here, this shows kind of issues that happen with fertility. Now, if this is not like a physical type of like pregnancy story or something like that, or birthing of or something like that, there's something that you guys are working on that you're feeling like you're wanting to throw in the towel. Remember, these are just snapshots, so I would be so curious to see what would happen if we dug a little deeper. So you can always DM me for a longer reading for that. But the thing is that all the cards are like really beautiful. Let me show you what we got on the table. Okay, these are the cards. Okay, if they were all upright, Can I do this? Yes, we can. Yes, you can, girl. Yes, you can. If we were to look at this upright, we would say that there's a beautiful couple who's conceiving and has mapped out a plan for themselves and followed some procedure or followed some, you know, a linear process that's brought them a sense of fulfillment and has maybe brought them children, or they've received something that just brings a tremendous amount of joy into their lives. Okay, that's what this spread is about. Moving into this Knight of Pentacles, so they have together done the hard work. They've maintained some stability, some consistency, some stamina. They planted a seed a while ago. They've worked very hard on this thing. They may have even, this may be a couple that's married. This, if not married, this is just a couple that really, and if it's not a couple, it's like a theme. It's a theme having to do with like my faith. And what do I do with my faith? And how, this spread is very like human. This spread is very, I mean, obviously anything that we do as a human is a spiritual process. Everything is spiritual, but this is kind of taking less emphasis off of that. And just, there's kind of like a pointing to like part of where you're blocked or there's a challenge is that something is supposed to be followed through with. The steps, the procedures, the work, the processes. Maybe for some of you guys, you have been doing all the steps, and maybe why so many of these are coming reverse is because it's like you're feeling overwhelmed because you've done all the things you're supposed to do and nothing's really coming to fruition with all these reversals here. And possibly you're feeling like giving up. The thing about it is that you start with one upright card. You have one upright card in a spread of 5. Okay, and it's the only one is the Emperor. So we say as readers, I say as readers, in my head is we, but it's we, okay, whatever, girl. I'm like, I defer back to who's really kind of pulling at me and looking at me and has a strong presence. Well, it's going to be the upright card staring at me. And he's, especially because on the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant, which is about faith. He's ruled by Taurus, another earth sign card. You guys got a couple pentacles here, earth sign cards. So there's really kind of a story here. The Hierophant, if we're breaking that down, right, the Hierophant shows up on the bottom of the deck, and the Hierophant is a symbol for faith, a symbol for following through, a symbol for when our actions are in alignment with trust. The Hierophant is also a symbol for being authentic and just really bringing everything to light. The Hierophant is beautiful energy, highly spiritual, faith. I can't say it enough. And because it's on the bottom of the deck, there may be a wavering of that faith. And so the cards are kind of saying like, what are the things that you can do to help put yourself back in alignment with faith to get you back on track, okay? Especially because this guy, who is he? The Emperor, especially since the Emperor is the first one out and he's upright when everything else is reversed and looking just kind of visually a lot like this guy, right? Red is the color of the root chakra. When we think of the root chakra, we think of issues with security, safety, feeling safe and secure in my body, feeling safe and secure with where I am and who I am in my skin, regardless of who I'm with or where I am. So just a very kind of like assured feeling. This upright red means that you have an innate kind of knowingness about your essence that you rely upon either consciously or not. You kind of are able to sit back on this, and this is what kind of carries you through. So this is kind of your birthright strength that you have. They're asking you to do things to get back in touch with that energy and to continue on and move through with this process. Now, I picked up the bottom of the deck card, the Hierophant, just to pick it up to show you guys. But what happens to be underneath it is the Libra card. The Six of Pentacles is about reciprocal relationships and reciprocal energy when it comes to things, efforts that we make in life as humans, whether it be with career or health or body. And so it's just kind of further affirming that you're in a good place and that don't give up. And basically, I would say that the main theme of the reading is like, just please be sure to try and get back into some of those practices or the beliefs or rituals that you that will help you kind of get your energy field, your frequency back in alignment with your truth and what you really want for this situation. Just real quick, because I didn't really break this down, but the Empress here is not feeling well, okay? And it seems as though she's been putting in work on something for a very long time, and she feels like giving up. That's really kind of the essence of the story. Again, like I said, if we were to put them all upright, this is an abundant story. It's like, keep going. It's a process. Like, this shit is not a fucking, it's not a fucking sprint. This shit is a motherfucking marathon, right? So there's something that is important for you to keep working on and maybe it won't look the same, but there's still a process that you're supposed to kind of chip away at daily, you know, however that looks for you. Okay, Libras, make sure to check your moon and rising. Please share with a friend. I would appreciate it. I love you. Take care. Bye. Hey, Scorpio, how you doing? Happy motherfucking October. It's almost your birthday. Kind of. Not really. We just got into Libra season, but you guys are next. All right, so I have already pre-shuffled and divvied up your cards. So I've kind of had a little moment to kind of gaze at what's going on here. Interesting little themes that are happening here. It's like a choo-choo train. I wish you guys could see. Like, the first reading will always connect to the second reading. And then the second reading will have another connection that relates later on to the third, and so on and so forth. I don't know if I said that right. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. There's always connections. It's interesting. So at the bottom of the deck here, you guys have the Emperor upright. The Emperor is ruled by Aries, okay, fire sign. And he's the energy of like kind of what is beneath the surface, what is kind of silently or maybe not so silently for some people creating some waves, okay? And the Emperor is the energy, and the Emperor on the bottom of the deck can also be a symbol for parts of yourself that need to be recognized or tapped into or worked with more deeply. And he is the symbol for the husband and the father first. He's the divine masculine when he comes up, right? But he's about discipline and leadership and structure and how we stick to things that are important to us, that we've committed to, okay? As I look at the spread here down on the table, so that energy is going to be important for us to look at when we're thinking about this spread, okay? First out, we have Five of Wands. So there's some kind of conflict, or quarreling. I don't know if this is somebody that you're actually fighting with, but there's a conflict here. It's followed by the reverse Chariot, okay, who's ruled by Cancer, so more water here. Okay, so the Chariot reverse here is kind of at a standstill because of some hurdles or bumps in the road. The Chariot is traditionally a card that is sometimes comes up when we're looking at issues with vehicles and cars, movement and travel. So because he's reversed, there's something that someone has decided to slow down, or maybe they were literally stopped because of this argument or this situation going on. Some sort of block in the road, like slowing the momentum down, stopping the momentum. Your center card is the Knight of Pentacles, reversed. So again, the Knight of Pentacles, he is right dab in the center. So he's an earth sign guy. He's traditionally a Virgo. But he's a symbol for stability and consistency, strength, endurance. He's a symbol for things that we've planted that are really taking root and are flourishing. But because he comes reverse here, there's something about the consistency with maybe a partner that we've had, or kind of just the reliability of some situation that is not something that this person is executing anymore, or that's an aspect of the situation that like we don't feel is there anymore. We don't feel a sense of safety or security with this situation, causing us to kind of feel this is like a disruptive kind of like situations that's bubbled up. It's like a pimple or like a volcano. I guess maybe that's a better kind of way of describing it. It's like a volcano that's been, you know, about to erupt, and it feels like it has erupted. It's kind of been a painful kind of thorn in your side that you've been sensing for quite some time, and now it's ready to erupt, and it probably has already erupted. After the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Judgment card, which is the eruption. The Judgment card comes in and is like, it's like your dose of reality is like, look bitch, you can't live like this anymore. This is something like, I've been trying to get your motherfucking attention. I'm fucking blowing my motherfucking horn. And it's like, it's time. Okay. The last card out is the King of Cups. This spread to me is a little perplexing because it shows this kind of eruption or eruptive energy. Almost like there's been a blockage though too. Like it definitely, I definitely keep feeling like pressure that's been like pushing at it for a bit, and just kind of like a pushing down. Almost like somebody has so much willpower to not deal with this situation that they have kind of like snuffed it out or suffocated it somehow. The very last card out, like I began to say, is the King of Cups here. He comes upright. So you have two males here who come upright. I guess you have a male in the center who's reversed too. So anyway, this King of Cups at the end of the spread here is ruled by Scorpio. Is that y'all card? It sure is. That's your card, boo. So it's interesting. It does feel like, because we end on the King of Cups upright, it does feel like you like get a grasp of this, or you kind of get a handle on it. The key kind of element card here is the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. He just really is like very detached about like what needs to be done. He is, whereas you're the opposite of that, right? Scorpio, my deep divers. But the Emperor brings in this really nice kind of, he's like your ace in the pocket, right? He just brings in that real cool kind of like detached demeanor, so that you're able to actually like get this shit done and wrap it up and finish it up. It does feel like you've maintained your composure, and that you have like a good sense of emotional intelligence about this situation as well. Let me see if I can say anything else. Yeah, I just would be mindful of like suppressing. King of Cups at the end makes me feel like very optimistic, so this is bomb. But because everything right before it is reversed, I just would be careful about trying to suppress things, or kind of sitting, or it could be even kind of the energy of sitting or wallowing or kind of like ruminating in something, which could be kind of unhealthy, right? So King of Cups at the end doesn't necessarily mean everyone's doing it great. It could just mean like, hey, now it's time to shift out of like the energy of like kind of being stuck in it, trying to hold it down. And now we need to move through it and come out on the other end. Okay, Scorpio, I hope that was helpful. Please make sure to check your moon and rising signs as well. Give me a follow on Instagram, and shoot me an email if you'd like to book a private reading at gratefuldraketarot.com. Okay, thanks guys. Love you. Bye. Sagittarius, happy motherfucking October. How you guys doing? Let's get into your reading. I'm doing things a little bit different today. I've already pre-shuffled and divvied out your cards. So I got your spread right here. Make sure to also check your moon and rising sign. The timestamps are linked down below, so you can go directly to your sign. Make sure to follow me at Instagram at grateful_Drake222. You can book a reading there. Just shoot me a DM. You can also follow the link in my bio and go shop my crystal shop. You can also shoot me an email to book a private reading at gratefuldraketarot.com. gratefuldraketarot.com. Okay, let's get into your reading. Let me take a breath. So some of you guys have kind of turned off the light to your intuition. Okay, that's one way of saying it. The last two cards out are both reversed. They're both also major arcana. Okay, so the Sun card reverse is followed by the High Priestess reverse. Both of these are major arcana. So I'm just going to start there because that's where my eyes go first. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you've turned off the light to your intuition. But there's something that is linked to your knowingness. There's something that's linked to your divinity, to your kind of that very sacred space within you where like you feel like the light has been dimmed. There may even be issues for some of you guys with a son or a child where kind of your faith is being challenged a little bit here. There may even be some kind of deep secret or something very kind of painful, something very like feels raw is what I was trying to say. It feels raw, like if you touch it, it feels very kind of like, no, don't touch it, it kind of really hurts, kind of very painful. It's interesting because it's a combination of the Sun, who's the brightest card in the deck, some people will say, but it's reversed, so we're maybe not even feeling well. There may even be an illness here that's being brewing or manifesting for someone, that where it may actually be time for someone to go to the doctor, have something checked out, but and it could also be, you know, this could also be energy of somebody who is feeling a deep amount of sadness or something like that, having to do with their child or with fertility here. So those are the last two cards out. This doesn't mean it's a bad reading, okay? It just means that these are the things that we're grappling on. And if we end with cards like that, it means that the energy really wants you to look at and pour into what that is about, right? So really kind of facing it and dealing with it. On the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles upright, which is dope. Okay, so King of Pentacles is traditionally he's a Taurus or an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. He's a symbol for males in our life, men in our life, male energies in our life, who are very grounded, who bring a ton amount of security and safety into our lives. This is somebody who really is rooted in their self-worth. If we're looking at this King of Pentacles as though he is more of like in an influence or a situation in our lives or as a symbol, we think of abundance, okay? So to have this card on the bottom of the deck, because the bottom of the deck energy is like what is there that might be hard for us to see. It's energy of what could be useful to bring into our lives that's available that we don't necessarily use very much. It's a hidden aspect, right? And so because we have this like beautiful card that's not being utilized or is kind of hidden to us, they're saying it's there for you. And whatever struggles you're going through with this reverse Sun and the High Priestess, you will be okay, but you have to tap back into those reservoirs of health and security. Some of y'all, someone might actually need to go to the doctor, and that once you go to the doctor, this ailment or this thing that's been kind of pulling on you will be reversed. They'll be able to work with you to fix it. Your center card is Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is actually facing what we've already moved through in the past. And the Two of Wands is a card of decisions and having to kind of take our power back into our own hands and to feel empowered and to make decisions based on feeling empowered. It's dope that your Two of Wands is upright because it means that you have this opportunity to have a new outlook on whatever this is. Now, if you notice, this is your first card out, this is your second, and this is your third card out, which makes this your center card. Okay, so this kind of key part of the reading is that you have decisions to make, you have choices, you have options, and you're currently have a vantage point that where you tend to look at the past, you tend to kind of focus on your hardships and kind of the pain that's associated with whatever needs to be done, which can make it hard for you to feel like the energy will be beneficial to you somehow. Your first card out is dope. This is a Libra card. We are in Libra season, so the time is now. But also, Six of Pentacles is about reciprocation and finding ourselves in relationships and situations that are equally fulfilling. So whether that's like my body is receptive to the treatments that I give it, or my body is healthy because I feed it well, or my body doesn't feel good because I don't feed it well, or whatever, I don't do these things that I know that my body needs, right? So it's upright. So it is a balanced and reciprocal, achievable thing for you. I think that you tend to, someone here tends to put a lot of emphasis on like how the past was. And so it can kind of be a block to actually get you into a place where you feel like you can do this thing, or that this thing is achievable. But I believe it actually is. This thing feels doable, you guys. All your cards are really beautiful. If we were to look at all of these upright, let me just kind of digest and reframe for a second. A life full of reciprocal balance and abundance is coming your way if you work hard. You need to make decisions that are based on your hard work, your efforts, and your consistency. And then there will be more balance that come into your life. Joy, good health, and also a sense of like deep knowingness is present for your life as well. That's how I would read the spread if it were all upright, right? So the energy of that is still present. It's just that there's something that could be bright, the sun, but right now feels very dark and kind of dim. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Get on top of your shit, do what you need to do, get in the energy of self-empowerment somehow. There's lots of different ways you could do that. I mean, we're inundated these days with videos that we could watch, and I mean, you could literally think of anything and help kind of shift you back to where you need to be. Okay, Saggies, I love you. Happy motherfucking October. Take care of yourself, and make sure to watch your moon and rising signs as well. Okay, bye. Hey, what's up, Capricorn? How you doing? How you doing, sister from another mister, or brother from another lover? Brother from no, that's creepy. Brother from another brother? Brother from another brother. Okay, anyways. Y'all see what I'm saying. Let's get into your reading. I've already pre-shuffled and divvied out your cards. Go ahead and check your moon and rising signs for additional readings as well. Let's get into a motherfucking reading. Make sure to give me a motherfucking share on Instagram as well at grateful_Drake222. And did you know grateful spelled GRATEFUL? No E. Okay. So, y'all, and I'm going to say we, okay? We, because I'm a Capricorn as well, we are overcoming some shit for sure. There is a little bit of apprehension to kind of take some sort of leap. It does feel like you end up taking this leap, but you are grappling with something though for sure. Your center card is the Fool card. Our center card is the Fool card reverse. So the Fool card, when it comes up right, is dope because it means that we're, you know, kind of stepping into this childlike faith, and we have this hope and this optimism and this grandness about how we see the world, and the grandness that we feel about our dreams and things we want to do. It's great energy to have on the board. But here it's reversed. So we have either stopped or have decided that we can't, or there's been other energy that's showing up here that's kind of like foolish. Okay, so you got to decide what this is for you. because it's followed by, we have the King of Pentacles, which is our card. Well, it's a Taurus card traditionally, but it's an earth sign king, okay? He's the only earth sign king in the whole deck, right? So he's ours for this reading. Could be a Taurus in your life, but this just shows this mastery of our sense of self, how we are with money, but also how we are in just life in the material world, because pentacles are of earthly things, material possessions. On a deeper level, the King of Pentacles is also representative of our self-worth and how rooted in who we are and how we feel about ourselves. And he's quickly followed by a Queen. Queen of Swords, that's what I'm talking about. Queen of Swords is a bad bitch. She's a little bit cut off from the emotional side of things, which actually can sometimes help us move forward with a tremendous amount of clarity. The Queen of Swords comes in and brings just clear thought so that we are able to come up with great concepts and great ideas. We're able to communicate clearly with others around us. So having this beautiful blend of king and queen here, King of Pentacles with all the resources and the Queen of Swords with all the clarity of thought, is really dope, which really clears up the way to do something. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so this does feel like a situation that where our kind of general way of being is probably not very helpful with like trying new things or believing in ourselves. We probably tend to be very hard on ourselves and have maybe even, you know, been raised in environments where the shit was tight. Things were strict. Either it was tight with money or it's just like a general like strictness that we lived with. I think Capricorns, that's kind of part of like the theme of Capricorns. We're ruled by Saturn, and so we tend to find ourselves in situations, at least speaking for myself, I always had the strict teachers. I always had, you know, the strict therapists or the counselors. I never had the cool ones. I never had the fun ones. It makes perfect sense now growing up, just kind of seeing how my personality has come together and just looking at the astrology of things and everything. It's like that's part of like the purpose of Capricorn, is learning how to bring it in, reel it in, to stay on the course and just to kind of stay in line. So Five of Pentacles here on the bottom of the deck is very, very kind of like taking that to an extreme, and like because of that, we've kind of pinned ourselves into a box that like doesn't allow for very much creativity or freedom or fun. Okay, which right beneath it we have the Fool reverse, who's our center card, which I talked about in the beginning. So the Fool is fun. This dude, like, yeah, let's go, let's do it, I'm with it, like, let's just go have some fun, right? And because the Five of Pentacles is right above him, it's very restricting and very kind of like it like yanks you back and reminds you that you actually don't have the money for this, you don't have the resources for this, you don't have the time for this, you maybe even are so disconnected with who you are, your essence and your divinity as a man or a woman, that like you really, really kind of like put out your own light, and life becomes very dull and kind of painful and hard, just very kind of trudging through the snow energy. Is rough. Okay, and so this is coming up because look, that's the energy that's like very pervasive. That's the essence of like kind of how you generally go. But because we end with this beautiful king and queen, it shows that like maybe it's the reading or maybe it's not, right? But something occurs in your life or some light bulb goes on where you realize like, damn, I really don't want to operate that way anymore. So I kind of break through that mold and embrace my King of Pentacles. I find the time, I find the resources, and I dig deep and I remember my essence. And therefore I become clear and I'm able to communicate and express these things that I want to bring into the world. The first two cards out are Ten of Wands. This is the first card out, Ten of Wands. This is a very abundant card, but it's also very paranoid. And so it just kind of shows like we do have a lot. We have built a lot. We are solid. We are solid. We kind of know it. We realize that we are blessed and that we have abundance in different ways in our lives, but we're very guarded about it. Okay, and it's followed by Six of Cups reverse, which is the childhood, you know, things we've been through in our childhood. Also can have to do with the children that we have, maybe kind of making it hard to do things because kids are you know, kids gotta come first, and there's, you know, there's a lot of shit to do for the kids that like everything else comes after the kids, right? Anyway, it just kind of shows with these two that like we are the way that we are because of either our childhoods, our past, or because of the children in our lives. But another way of looking at it too is that we've kind of lost touch with a sense of innocence and purity, a kind of like child playfulness that is needed. And after the Six of Cups is the Fool card, which is like very carefree and loving. So there's some process that we're supposed to embark on, some journey you're supposed to embark on that's going to require you to get back in touch with your roots and to remember kind of like why you are the way that you are, so that you can move forward and break these patterns and achieve something. Because some of you guys really are pouring into something, or want to be pouring into something that will be financially beneficial, but also just like make you feel really fucking abundant and just sharp and clear and like, yeah, I got this. I can do anything I need to do. Okay, so Caps, that's what we working on for October. So let's motherfucking get it. I love you guys. Happy motherfucking October. Please watch your moon and rising and share this with somebody. I'd appreciate it. Okay, bye guys. Aquarius, how y'all doing? Happy motherfucking October. I almost said December. My brain just does shit. She just goes like, it's like a spinny wheel, and she just goes to whatever slot it just pops up. So that's fun. So how you guys doing? Make sure to check your moon and rising signs as well. The timestamps are listed down below, so go ahead and check out your other readings. I've already pre-shuffled and divvied out your cards. We got a little switch it up this week. I sat down at my regular desk and I was like, that shit look boring. So we switching it up this week. Okay, so name of the game, bottom of the deck, we have the Strength card upright. So it's a very clear, strong, powerful message about letting some shit go, or kind of, if not letting it go, there's some kind of surrendering to, releasing, moving on, and you don't necessarily have to leave this thing or stop this thing forever. It's just to like, okay, you know what, universe, fuck it. Let me just move on to the next thing and point my attention elsewhere, because right now it's not working, but I think whatever this thing is meant to come back around. This keeps happening. It feels like, since we're all connected, right? We're all on like an invisible web, right? We're all connected and vibrating and affecting each other. And so what I'm finding today is that people generally are, good things are happening, but there are just some challenges about those things, and that things will be okay. So just visually at a glance, this is what your spread looks like. Pulled you 5 cards. Out of the 5, Aquarius, 1 is upright. You notice the one upright is the King of Pentacles, who's an earth sign guy. He's traditionally a Taurus. He could be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So he's an earth sign. He's a pentacle man. So this is the man in our life. This could be an aspect of ourselves as well. And what he means is that he is really grounded and rooted in his sense of self-worth. He feels very confident in who he is. He makes good money. Okay. So it's as though like you have an awareness about that part of yourself. I don't know if I love that angle. Whatever, girl. Okay, there's an awareness or a sense of knowingness about yourself, about that aspect of you. You know that. And so that's kind of like what we already know. But for some reason, everything around it is reversed. And this is definitely a reading about Pentacles. Now, Pentacles can range, traditionally they're about money, right? Assets, resources, finances, material things that we can buy, or how we earn, right? Or careers. The first card out is Ten of Pentacles reverse. It's followed by the Fool reverse, followed by the Six of Pentacles reverse. So there's like a very kind of like key theme about like how much money is going out, or how much energy, time, or effort is being spent on something. It does feel like there may be some extravagant purchases, or kind of like childish withdrawals, or kind of a like tons of money pouring out, or tons of something going out, or something foolishly spent, something. So that could be a broad kind of traditionally it just feels like tons of money going out. That's if you just look at it like black and white, it's just tons of money going out. And with this King of Pentacles upright, it's like either people are spending your money, or just bills, right? Maybe it's just happening around you, but you're kind of maintaining your composure, but there's still something that you're supposed to release about that. So maybe this is even things going out that have to go out, but not necessarily. The Fool reverse makes me think that these are things that are kind of careless spending. It does feel like maybe what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to kind of regain your composure, pull it together, get your checks and balances in order, and put a stop to something, okay? It does kind of feel I can't help but look at this guy. Like, look at his face up close. He just looks super relaxed, and he's the only one that's upright. So I don't know if, like, this is the air of, like, superiority, or if it's, like, you're like, cool, it's good, I'm fuck, whatever, fuck it, let's, whatever. It's like you're cool, calm, and collected, even though everything's kind of, like, a mess. Now, let's look at this upright. Like, let's pretend everything is upright, because you know how I say, like, reversal or not reversal, like, the energy's still here, right? If somebody throws a fucking coin at your foot, yeah, it might, heads or tails, one might be negative, one might be positive, right? Either side of the coin might be good, might be bad. But you still just came up on 5 cents or whatever it is. Like, so the energy of what the card means still has landed upon our feet, at our feet. But so if we were to look at this upright, the essence of the story is that you're incredibly abundant, okay? The household or the family lineage has money, or did have money. Okay, let's read it all upright, because I keep referring back to the reversals. But there's just a bunch of abundance here. Somebody maybe even made a gamble, or made a big move that was supposed to have and maybe that's what it is too. Maybe somebody is gambling, or somebody has spent the money, or made an investment that was a hasty decision. But here, let's look at this upright. There was something that we hoped would really fare well, and so we really poured into this thing and put all our coins in this one basket, but the returns did not follow. However, King of Pentacles, he has maintained his, look, I can't do this all upright. I keep turning them back, but he's maintained his composure. He maybe has even decided to just scratch whatever I said before. Anyway, because I realized that, like, I was supposed to be reading these reverse, but let me try and do this again. Lots of abundance, lots of income, family's wealthy. Somebody made a decision that was came from a faith-filled idea, right? He did this thing, it fared well. You've, because of it, have been able to really feed your family and help others around you. You feel very abundant and worthy within yourself, King of Pentacles, and you want to continue moving forward with this energy. So those are all upright, right? We didn't get all upright cards, so I kept getting hung up because I kept reverting back to the reversals. So the energy of, like, what that intention is, even if it didn't turn out the way I just read it, that energy's still here. On the bottom of the deck is kind of the key piece. It's the strength card. It's the Leo card. It's releasing, letting go, surrendering to I give up. I give up, not necessarily I stop and lose faith, but it's like I put this thing on the shelf and I'll come back to it later, right? Or if it's meant to be mine, it'll come back to me. So the energy of releasing and detachment, detaching from whatever this story is for you, is going to be very important, because I think something happened. Back to the reversals. I think somebody made a decision with the family money or with time. Remember, the Pentacles, it doesn't have to mean spent money, but there's a spending of something. There's a reckless, careless spending of something. So it could be time. It could be it could even be like overeating, like I recklessly ingested or put away something physical, which could be food. I'm just trying to think outside the bun here. It could be time, energy, even kind of like the emphasis you give something. How much credit did you give something or someone? How much attention did you pour into something, right? Thinking outside the bun. How many of these did you give away? How many chances did you give somebody? I mean, just like over the top, right? You rule with a sense of knowingness in who you are, so you feel bottomless. Maybe you can keep giving and giving and giving. All the cards are bright, so I don't see a burnout, but it does seem logically to me that this would be a type of burnout situation. It does feel like whatever this is, you put to a screeching halt, or that you should. Eight of Wands is our last card out, reversed. Okay, I'm going to stop there, Aquarius. I hope that was helpful. Make sure to check your moon and rising signs, and you can book a private reading at GratefulDrakeTarot.com. Love you. Hey, Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. How y'all doing? Happy motherfucking October. I have already pre-shuffled and divvied out your cards. Make sure to shoot me an email if you're interested in booking a private reading at GratefulDrakeTarot.com. Okay, let's get into your reading. So, as per usual, I pulled you 5 cards plus the one on the bottom of the deck. So, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit card, who's ruled by Virgo. So, what really kicked up momentum or happened or was kind of emphasized, or maybe it came up and you didn't want to deal with it at the time of Virgo season, which we just passed. We just got through. So, recent. But not just that, because that may or may not resonate with everybody, but the I was going to say the rule. I'm thinking Virgo rules. The theme of the Hermit card is about wisdom. Okay, and the Hermit card comes up when we have something we need to learn, or maybe sometimes even we have a teacher that's guiding us, or the teacher of the life teacher, the teacher of life is trying to teach us a lesson, okay? The Hermit here comes reversed, so there's something that we're experiencing, and I think it has to do with, like, the situation is one thing. It does feel like you're going through something where you're contemplating or had been contemplating on taking somebody back or getting back with somebody. But because we have the Queen of Wands, who shows up upright in the center of your spread, who's kind of, I always go back to the center because it anchors me down. Like, what are we really talking about here? Besides the details of the situation, the essence of the situation is that you're motherfucking queen, okay? Even though you're a water sign, and this queen here is a fire sign, this is the queen about empowerment, embodiment, being all good, in all, like, she just feels good in her skin, right? She just feels empowered, and she feels creative, and she feels like a leader, and she knows that when things come out of her mouth that people pay attention. She feels regal and proud of herself, and also very, very tapped into her intuitive needs. To the left of her, y'all, is another bad bitch, the High Priestess. Sorry, Queen. She understands. And to the left of her is the Two of Wands reversed. So it's interesting. The Two of Wands and the High Priestess both have the number 2 on their cards, right? This is your first card out. This is your second card out. Both ruled by the number 2. 2s are the numbers of decisions, choices. 2s have to do with polarity, like differences and opposites. Point A to point B can have to do with travel, can have to do with good, bad, good versus evil, black, white, these kind of themes, right? Also decisions is like the main thing. Choices. How can I get this done? How do I get from point A to point B? It means being empowered and having decisions to make. So it does feel like there's been something that you've been going through, Pisces, where you've needed to make a decision, and you know that you would have to rely on your intuition in order to make this thing happen. Quickly after the intuition card, the High Priestess, we have the Queen of Wands. So there's like a very strong, it's like the person who is like thoroughly rooted and like you know who you are through and through. You have a really strong sense. Your inner voice is very strong. Like you essentially feel fairly very connected to your divine feminine. Regardless if you're a man or a woman, you just feel very embodied and very empowered. But for some reason, when it comes to this one thing or this one motherfucker or this one situation, you tend to kind of revert back, or you tend to maybe make the decision that doesn't actually serve you well. Okay, so we have these ladies here, male or female, doesn't matter. It's just this connection to your divinity, okay? Your first card out is this like indecision, indecisive, can't make a decision, hard to see the bigger picture, hard to see the perspective, okay? But then we move through the energy of these ladies, which kind of implies that like, there's still like this core of who you are that you're connected to, which is lovely. But this one thing always kind of gets you. And then we get to the last 2 cards in the spread, and it's these motherfucking fools. Some of y'all hoes. Oh, oops. Look. I don't even know who's watching. You're not a hoe. I'm just talking shit. That was shady. Some of y'all ladies, some of y'all people got 2 dudes. And that's not a hoish thing. You boo, do you. I didn't even mean for that to come out like that. It's just what came out. But we do have 2 male court cards on the board. These 2 men could be 2 people that you're dealing with. These 2 men could be two aspects of one person's personality. These 2 men can also just simply symbolize aspects of what's going on in your life, or even aspects of yourself. So let's kind of talk about this for a minute here. I can't believe I called y'all hoes. Okay. So the Knight of Swords follows the Queen of Wands. So this is, at first glance, to me, makes me think that you tend to go back to somebody. Knight of Swords is already like the energy. He's a Gemini card. Okay, so that's one. Knight of Swords is, when he comes upright, he's typically a helpful fella. But when he comes reversed, this is not helpful energy. This is like going back to the past, racing back to the past. This is also can be like aspects of like what happens mentally for you with this decision, or with this person, or with this part of your life, that where like you get very confused and you get very kind of overwhelmed and kind of a sense of anxiety about this thing. Okay, when we move to the next card, the Page of Cups reverses, an even younger, even more immature male, okay? He's traditionally a water sign. The more I read, it makes me feel like it's part of you too, like these 2 male cards. But the Page of Cups is opportunities that this is like the person who presents some fucking thing to us like it's gonna be like fantabulous, and then we get the shit and it fucking stank, and it's like some bullshit ass fucking like, oh, he promised me this, this, and that, but this is what I get. It's like there's a fucking like fucking scraps of some bullshit that they promise you. But also it can just be like what happens when we revert or when we go back on promises we've made to ourselves, and like how it always turns out. Not only am I left feeling kind of this lonely sense of anxiety, but I have these couple drops in my cup, and I'm thirsty, I'm fucking parched, right? And I just feel depleted emotionally. Twos. I mean, you get the Two of Wands, then you get two females here, then you get two males here. So there's definitely like this duality, polarity type of situation that you're experiencing. It's going to be very important. I'm going to start wrapping this up with the Hermit on the bottom of the deck, that like you just like when you feel the urge to push forward and make a hasty decision, you just have to stop and slow down. Like you just have to make yourself slow the fuck down, because there's a lesson that you're in process of, and it's going to require you moving much slower through it and not feeling this kind of impulsive urge to have to ... You're currently kind of seeing something in a way that is not the full picture, or you can't see all of it right now somehow. You're supposed to really, really rely on your High Priestess and Queen of Wands, since they're your only upright cards, really placing emphasis on the reverent stillness or practices that you can work through or work on, especially during times when you're having trouble making this decision. You're also supposed to rely upon that Queen of Wands energy, which is like that fire in your belly, that remembering of who you are, and that creative energy. Because if this is a situation too, Queen, where like you're trying to pick between two men or something like that, or between two partners, that these bros are hoes, okay? These are the real hoes, okay? So, or, okay, they're just not right for you. The Page of Cups will not give you that emotional fulfillment that you need, because he's like 12, for real. And this fool right here is like 15, okay? Mentally, he's 15. And so it's not going to give you what you need. Okay, boos. I love you. Sorry for calling you hoes earlier. You're not a hoe. You're a queen. Okay. Watch your moon and rising sign as well. Thanks. Bye. Aries, how y'all doing? Happy motherfucking October. It's nice to see you. Got a little slightly different little setup here, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I've already pre-shuffled and divvied out your cards. I just finished eating a banana. I should have waited a little bit longer before I turned on the camera, but shit. Oh, it is what it is. That's the dog. Not my stomach. Did poop. Okay. Make sure to check your moon and rising signs. They're linked down below. They're time stamped. All right. So you guys are somebody's going through a big breakthrough. I'm about to be mad. My motherfucking coffee's gone. Damn it. Oh, look at your cup. It's the Ram. Fuck. Okay. Big epiphanies. Big breakthroughs. Kind of very painful. But this is good stuff, okay? Your center card is the Judgment card. So it's literally like a plunging happening right now. Things that are being pulled, sucked back up, or coming back up to the surface. Things that you thought you could bury or kind of tuck away. But things are coming to the surface because whatever this is about, it was not on solid foundation. Okay, your center card is the Judgment card, followed by the Tower. Okay, Your very last card out, though, however, is the Three of Wands. So this is like fucking toilets clogs, or sucking it, like trying to fucking get that shit up. I know I'm cussing a lot. Sorry, guys. But in the end, what ends up happening is that it brings all this shit to the surface. It kind of clears everything out so that you can feel more level-headed and feel like you're able to make the next best choice for your journey. This does feel like you're about to embark on something big. It does feel like you're making decisions or kind of contemplating the future and how to move forward. Okay? What is this about? You know? Your first card out, actually your first two cards out, are both male court cards. So this could be about somebody in your life. This could be even about like a new journey that you're starting that has to do with like your time, your money, and your resources. Like, could have to do with career as well. But the first card out is Knight of Wands reverse. So this could be a fire sign that you're dealing with as well. This could be you, this fire sign that we're talking about. But something has happened with this fire sign that perhaps you ignored something. And if it's not a fire sign that we ignored something with, there's just something that we impulsively began or decided to grow here. But it was a very kind of like like it felt really good in the moment and you thought that you could invest your time there. But what happened when you planted that seed there, it actually ended up stirring up the pot. It actually ended up really kind of making people or the situation or the people involved really kind of like, it didn't blend well. There's some kind of like aggravation. For some of you guys, it could even kind of be a nod to like physical, like plumbing issues, maybe actual plumbing issues, but I meant like digestive, stomach or lower tract stuff going on here as well. Like you ate something spicy or you ate something that hurt your stomach. It just feels like, because we have this one Page of Pentacles who comes up right here amidst kind of like a kind of a firestorm. So it feels like you planted something, you started something, you began something, you that initiated something else that was like, fuck. Like, even though it initiated or it aggravated something and then things kind of fell apart, what this does is it really clears the land for you. It really clears the landscape so that you're able to really choose more wisely as you move into the future. The card on the bottom of the deck, we have Six of Wands upright, which is dope because it just means that like, it does feel like you have some inspired, spiritually, divine driven kind of plan or creative project that's you're working on. So it feels like maybe that just needed some attunement or some kind of adjustment or some kind of like a pivot with that, because it feels like you're going into something from a very creative, insightful, kind of spiritual or passionate place. And then it's like you had a bad seed in there. Maybe there was someone who was kind of messing it up. And it's not like the whole thing was bad. So it's like we're going back to the drawing board with an original kind of like concept or something that initially felt like pure, and we're just kind of tweaking it or adjusting it a little bit and looking at it different so that it actually can bear fruit and come out more strong. It does feel like you will come out on top. It does feel like you've been through some kind of shit show though, some storm that will bear fruit later on for you though, okay, Aries? I hope this is helpful. Make sure to check your moon and rising signs as well. Link down below. And I love you guys. Bye. Ooh, Taurus, what's up? Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Look at that piping hot coffee. Are you jealous? Yes, I'm excited to drink this, but I don't want to when you're like so eager to eat something or drink something and you burn yourself. Yeah, I don't want to do that, but isn't that beautiful? I love that. It's cold in the house right now too, though. Oh, great! I got a hair. There's always hair somewhere. Okay, Taurus, I've already pre-shuffled and divvied out your cards. Make sure to check your moon and rising sign readings as well, and you can also book a private reading at GratefulDrakeTarot.com. Okay, lots of cups here, so this is interesting. You have your center card is Six of Cups, so kind of the anchor, the core of the reading is a sense of nostalgia or something that has happened in your childhood that the cards are asking you to kind of lean on that, or some happy memory from your childhood. If not from your childhood, there's some sense of warmth. It's a feeling of nostalgia. Whatever memory does that for you, you're supposed to reconnect with that in order to get in alignment with what this reading is about. This reading starts and finishes with Pentacles. So this feels very like something you're working on in your daily life, whether it be at work, whether it be with your money, whether it be with like your possessions or your home life and maybe how you're decorating the house, or how you're working on something you're definitely working on that is like a human thing. This is not like your meditation work or your spiritual kind of practices. This is kind of just like the day-to-day something you're going through. It has to do with family, or if not like in a traditional sense, your family. It just has to do with like ancestral or generational like lineage, somehow family line. Your first card out is Ten of Pentacles reverse. This has been like kind of a reoccurring card for many readings. It's very interesting. Ten of Pentacles reverse has to do with something going out, money going out, time going out, resources going out, a splurging of, a pouring out of. It's a hard card because it's like, oh my gosh, it's like too much going out. It's a kind of a carelessness of outpouring of time, money, energy, resources, something like that. Okay, so there's been, and I think you're tired of that. Definitely, it's your other reversal here is Four of Cups reverse. Four of Cups is like a dissatisfying, but a dissatisfaction, that's the word. Oh, damn words. Okay, so there's like a dissatisfaction with like that aspect of this reading. Not happy with like where time or energy has been spent, or where money's been spent. But we end with Eight of Pentacles upright, so I think you end up, and I kind of skipped the middle of the story and we'll get into that more, but you end up being like, okay, let me do something about this. I have to pivot. Bottom of the deck card is Eight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck. Also, the last card out is Eight of Pentacles. Your bottom of the deck card is Eight of Cups. Your last card out is Eight of Pentacles. So the number 8 is important here. The month of August, or 8 years old, 8 years ago. Increments of 8, forever, infinity, cycles, and patterns. Those are some of the key words that come up when I say 8, okay? 8 is a beautiful, divine number as well. So, 8 of Cups being on the bottom of the deck means that you are contemplating, or what would benefit you would be to kind of take a detour and leave something behind. This thing that you're supposed to leave behind has to do with emotions, okay? Because it's a cup card. So there's some kind of leaving from, departing from an aspect that like used to feel very fulfilling. For some of you guys, there might be something that you're a memory or something that you're attached to that isn't allowing you to fully kind of let go, release, or to move on from something, which is tough, which is making it hard for you to feel kind of that zest for life. This kind of the energy, the way the cards are lined up and how they lay and everything. It kind of feels like there's something that should feel sparkly. There's something you're going through that should feel celebratory. But there's a damper on it. The mood feels a little low, a little melancholy, and it feels just kind of a little bit daunting, like a lot of hard work ahead of you, okay? But still fruitful, and still the outcome is good because we end on 8 of Pentacles. There's going to have to be a lot of reliance on kind of like something that we can't see, which is the worst. It's the hardest. It's the unknown is the hardest for most of us, right? You guys are supposed to really pull from your reservoir of happy times. That's for some of you. I think there's a kind of a pivot or an alternate kind of way of looking at this for some of you guys. There's some of us that may rely too heavily on something where we're being asked to like look at it a different way. So it could be either or. There is still a lot of hard work ahead of you that needs to be done. Maybe there's an area in your life that like used to be given to you, or there's something maybe even in your family where like this resource used to be it used to come freely. It used to just you used to just get it, and it was something that you kind of didn't even really have to think about, and it was easy to come by, whether that was like love, because I'm looking at cups, or it could be money too, because I'm looking at the Ten of Pentacles reverse, something going out, a lot going out. It was like easy. It was but then you hit like a crossroads, or something changed where like this was no longer you could no longer get fulfilled in that way from the family any longer. And so there's kind of a coming to terms for you about like where you're supposed to go, how you're supposed to change, how you're supposed to move, what it's supposed to look like. And you're having an awareness that there's going to be some work on it. So whatever was depleted or was emptied out in the beginning of this process, or what was the initiant of this process, like whatever initiated this that caused like an outpouring, it feels like it's gonna be built back up. So whether that's actually money, or if that's more of like metaphorically like time or energy, that will be replaced. Your 8 of Pentacles at the end, but it's gonna be replaced with time and consistency and like a diligent practice or a dedication to this thing. It does feel like happiness and joy will be restored, but there is a kind of a heavy process that's happening prior to that you have to get through, okay? Because you're tired of living some way, okay? All right, Taurus, I hope this is helpful. Make sure to check your moon and rising signs as well, and share this with somebody if you can. Okay, thanks, guys. Hey, Gemini, how y'all doing? Happy motherfucking October. Let's do this. I got your cards all spread out here ready for you. Make sure to check your moon and rising signs as well, because they can give additional perspectives to what's going on, or even show whole different situations that can help you. They're down below in the timestamp, so check those out as well. And to book a private reading, you can go to GratefulDrakeTarot.com. Okay, so this is interesting. I've kind of been gazing at your spread. I pulled you 5 cards, plus the one on the bottom of the deck is a total of 6, right? The last three cards out are all major arcana. Your center card is the Death card reversed. Then is followed by the Magician reversed, followed by the Star upright. So that's nice to end up on an upright card, especially the Star, because it kind of just shows that you're going through some process that, like, you right in it, you in the thick of it. If you're not in the thick of it, they're just, your center card is the Death card. So for me, that's like kind of the core. So it just means the core of what you're supposed to hear has to do with some major severing ties with, or some ending, some death, some major transition that you experienced, okay? The Death card is traditionally ruled by Scorpio. Take it or leave it, I always throw out the signs. Above it, I have placed the bottom of the deck card. So reading down the center. So we have the Death as the center card reversed. And above it is the Four of Pentacles reversed. So the Four of Pentacles is about, especially when it comes reversed, it's a pentacle card, right? So traditionally, fuck. Girl, I just be getting up on here. I be so excited. Like, my mouth want to say all these things, and my brain just like, it's like a choo. It goes, and then my mouth is like, hold on. It's like trying to catch what the train is trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So there's some major transition or breaking apart, severing ties with, endings with what the Four of Pentacles mean. And Pentacles traditionally talk about money, assets, resources, finances, career. A little bit lower down, Pentacles can talk about time. They can talk about energy, output, right? How we're spending our time, how much time, things like that. On a lower level, and getting down closer to the root really is about worth, because what we spend time on, what we spend money on, is directly connected to what we value and how we value ourselves. If I pour into working out and eating healthy and clean, it's because I fucking value my health, right? I want to feel good. I want to look good, right? If I pour into not doing those things, it's not that I don't think I'm a good person, but I'm just missing an aspect of what life has to offer. I'm just kind of grazing over that aspect, that health aspect. Maybe that's not the best way of explaining it, but this Four of Pentacles traditionally is about feeling safe, and it's about having enough. It's about feeling like I have plenty. When Four of Pentacles comes upright, which your guys's didn't, it came reverse. It's this comfort. It's this sense of like, I'm good. I got it, right? It's just this, even if you might have somebody who's making $1 million a year, you might have somebody who's making $30,000 a year, and just depending on like how that person spends and lives and feels about themselves, the millionaire may feel broke, and the 30,000-aire might feel comfortable. So it's just all relative. With this card here coming reversed, coming above the Death card, it means that there needs to be, or has been, a major change in how we spend money, spend our time, spend our energy, okay? Some of us have been doing things that energetically equate to feeling as though we don't have enough. So some of us, it can even be, this card can be like hoarding. Hoarding what? It could be hoarding money. It could be never going out, never spending time on things because we're maybe overly obsessive. It's a lack mentality that comes from a sense of like, I'll never have enough, right? And so we pull in as much and we hold as much as we possibly can. We never can like decompress or exhale because we're terrified, honestly, and our drive and our hustle, our motivation is might look fire from the outside, but internally there's a deep fear. And again, back to why pentacles can also be, even though pentacles are money, they look like money. This is the Four of Pentacles. Oops, can you see I put up here? I couldn't see. This is the card I'm talking about. Money, right? Yours came like this. But because money are a human thing, it's an earth thing. It's the only thing we have. It's something we have on the earth, right? It's not something that they have everywhere. Yes, there are other civilizations going on right now. And so because of that, money is a physical, tangible thing. So can food be. So is food a physical, tangible thing. So even though we might be doing good for ourselves and keeping all these things and hoarding these things and stockpiling these things and getting more of it and getting more and more and more of it, we may actually feel quite depleted. Pentacles also relate to health and body and food. That's what I started to say. Health and body and food. So what are the things that are happening in your life right now that you really want? You really want this shit. I mean, you can feel the shit in your bones. And I had posted something like this a while ago. Like, if there's something that you feel called to doing, it doesn't fucking matter how many times you have to start that shit over. If you fucking feel that shit in your bones, you fucking keep trying. Okay? Keep trying. So there's something you are trying to achieve, and you may be achieving that, but at the cost, but like, it's like you're not enjoying it truly, fully. And so the Death card coming beneath that card is really about like, okay, bitch, it's time to change that, because something's gonna happen, or something did happen that really kind of rocked you about this theme. Okay, let's go to the first card, because I haven't even touched on the first, kind of gone through these cards though. First card out is Two of Swords reversed. This issue might stem from a relationship. We have Knight of Wands here, who's traditionally a Sagittarius. He's a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. If you don't have fire sign in your life, this could just be an aspect of the situation or kind of a personality trait. The Knight of Wands energy is, he's juicy, he's fire, he's like, he makes you feel hot and bothered, or he's just got this charisma and this twinkle in his eye that makes you juicy. But he's facing the Two of Swords reverse. So your first card out is this kind of like, fuck, how do I know I'm not supposed to do this, or it's like this, you're stuck, you're trying to make the right decision, but generally when this comes reverse, there's something about the way you're picking that's not appropriate for you, or it doesn't work in this situation. There's a decision, or maybe you don't want to make a decision. Maybe there's even somebody that like you're scared to make a choice. Okay. If this isn't about somebody, this Knight of Wands can also just represent like a passionate endeavor that you either haven't started, don't know how to start, you're kind of stuck about it, or you feel as though you made the wrong choice about it. Okay, so this could either be about a passionate decision, or this could be about a decision about somebody who you feel passionate about. Okay, so something happened with this person or this decision that it ended, or something happened, the Death card, and you're like, fuck. And you immediately felt like lost, as though you disempowered, okay? Because right after it's the Magician reversed. So the Magician has kind of lost sight with his divinity, but you are the Magician though. So the thing about it is like, you are the Magician. He's showing up for you. This is your energy. You're a fucking bad bitch. or a bad motherfucker, right? But like there is kind of a having to get to know how magical you are and how powerful you actually are. Getting back into your true power so that you're not hoarding, you're not grasping, you're not pinching, nickel and diming, and living in a way that restricts your energy. You're holding on so tight that the energy is not free flowing. So we continue to attract same type of people. We continue to attract similar situations, right? So there's a loosening up of energy that needs to be done here that will help you reconnect with your magician. The last card out is the Star card, ruled by Aquarius. So ending on a really bright note is that like the Star card is reconnecting to the essence of our hopes and dreams. It's believing again. So we go Death card, Magician reversed, and then the Star card. So there's this like slow, gradual process that you're moving through that, and I think you've probably done this process. This feels like repetitive for some reason, but I think we're coming back through this cycle to kind of fine tune it, right? And to work on it more. We've done this cycle before. We're kind of aware of this kind of process that we go through in this loop that we do, this pattern. That's what I was looking for, pattern. But it feels like you are more connected to like what your truth is, what you really want, than you have ever been, which is very promising. Kind of the key to the reading is what you have to release is your kind of urge to like hold on to things, hoard things that actually don't serve you, like a loosening up of your grip. If you want a more in-depth reading, look up this card, Four of Pentacles reverse. Just go look it up and read about it. He's stingy. He doesn't know how to relax. Okay. All right, Gemini. I fucking love you guys. You guys are fucking bad bitches. Make sure to catch your moon and rising, and you can book a private reading at GratefulDrakeTarot.com. Okay, bye guys. Cancer signs, how y'all doing? Happy motherfucking Saturday. A Saturday for me. Happy motherfucking October. Let's get into this reading, Cancer signs. This is interesting. So, first of all, there's always a fucking choo-choo train, man. There's always each reading connects to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Anyway, so the reason why this one connects to the last reading was Gemini. There might be a word over there for you in the Gemini reading. Look at the dust just flying through the screen. There might be a word in Gemini. Gemini had a reading where their center and, okay, their third, fourth, and fifth cards, which are center, next to last, and then last card, are all major arcana. And that's what's happening with you two. They're different majors. But it's just interesting how that's, like we go out with this strength that is really lovely when you end with majors. Cancer signs, your center card is the Justice card. So this is the season, right? We are in Libra season. There's something that you feel has been done wrong to you, or there's something that has felt unjust when we get the Justice card. If it's not exactly that, other symbols for the Justice card represent, when it's reversed, is imbalance, like not being in balance. Imbalanced, right? Not balanced. Or there's something that feels unfair, or like the weight of the load might be too heavy. After the Justice card, we have the reverse Hangman. So the reverse Hangman can be very kind of intense energy. Actually, hold on. It's interesting. I just was researching the Hangman, but I was researching it for upright all the time. Let's just talk about what comes to mind first with the Hangman. The Hangman is about kind of a surrendering to some process. It's kind of this sacrifice that we make to a process that helps us evolve, or it somehow helps make us more wise. The Hangman, when it comes reversed, can feel, maybe what it is too is that we feel like we've been done wrong, and so we feel as though we shouldn't have to make some kind of sacrifice, but something is being imposed upon us, it feels as though. The last card out, the third major arcana here, is the Hermit card, ruled by Virgo. Okay, so we got Libra card, we got Virgo card here. Excuse me. The Hermit card is facing the Hanged Man like this. The Hermit card is the last card out. This is the second to last card out. This appears to be the upright position, but this is actually reversed. We want to see this guy like this, because if we see it like this, we see that the Hermit is guiding us and helping us on a journey of something we have to give up or sacrifice or let go of, that we feel honored to be doing this. And there's a sense of reverence here when we surrender to this process. But because it comes like this, it's almost like the Hermit is still trying to assist us, but we have some major reluctance toward having to even do this. We may feel like this is not even fair. We should not even have to be doing this. The energy of the Hangman is still here, so it does. The way I read this is as though you are still supposed to be having this experience somehow, even though it doesn't feel fair. Okay, I was gonna say something personal, but it's cool. I'm gonna say. And sometimes I think that, like, even when shit is, we've been done wrong, like, it's always important, like, and we know we've been done wrong. We know a motherfucker was supposed to do some shit. I always like to spend a year. I always can come back to, like, injustices and can see why, in retrospect, I can see why those things happen to me. I can see spiritually why or how those things benefited me. I never would choose to go back into those types of situations or invite those back in. Obviously not. But I think it's really powerful. And I think that's kind of what the Hermit is trying to do, is he's asking you to kind of spend some time in some sacred soul searching in regards to people or situations where you've really been done wrong, and really bring to the surface and bring to light. You don't have to tell nobody, but for yourself, for your own healing, to be able to kind of like pull out, what was that about for me? What, not just, but also what was my role in it? Where did I lack discernment? Where did I miss the red flags? And how has this situation helped me with whatever, ... You know, how has this situation strengthened me? Okay. It does feel like you're going to come out on top regardless. On the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. So some of y'all might even win some money or get some payout. But also the King of Pentacles is, you know, the embodiment of complete abundance. Like he's able to attain everything that he needs, and then more, in order to live out here in the Bay or wherever you're from. Okay, it's real expensive out here though. Your first two cards out are dope. You got 9 of Wands and 8 of Wands. Okay, so with this combination too, and the way they show up, is an easing up of, because this energy is like fast, hot, heavy, coming forward, gonna get it. Like, it's very like swift. 8 of Wands is very moving quickly. It's funny because the energy of these two cards is like fire, fire, fire in a good way. It's like working and building, and it's all coming together. Things are moving, and screeching halt, something happened that shit, something's not fair. Something's not right, this Justice card. Why me? Why me? Why do I have to be in this super uncomfortable situation? This is some fucked up shit. Okay? And the last card out, the Hermit, is shh. Shh. Shut up. Listen. Slow down. Pay attention. Because there's still something here to learn. And I don't think it'll be for nothing. So if any of you are feeling like, oh, fucking all this, and no, I think there's going to be something really amazing that comes from this thing. Okay. Okay, Cancer, that was felt a little bit, I wonder what this is, but I hope it's helpful somehow, okay? Happy motherfucking October. Be safe. I love you and take care. And book a private reading at GratefulDrakeTarot.com. All right, bye. Wow, Leo. Holy shit, I just pulled your cards, pre-shuffled, pre-divvied. Wow. The brightest reading of the day. The brightest reading of the day. Like, whoa, I was like kind of shocked. The first one that came out was the Wheel of Fortune. First of all, you can book a private reading at GratefulDrakeTarot.com, or you can email me at GratefulDrakeTarot.com as well. Oh, I just realized GratefulDrakeTarot@Yahoo.com. I've been saying it without the Yahoo the whole time. What a dork. Anyway, you can book a private reading at GratefulDrakeTarot.com, or you can email me to book as well at GratefulDrakeTarot@Yahoo.com. Anyways, girl, let me just stop. Okay. So your first card out is the Wheel of Fortune, which is, I haven't seen it all day, which is amazing, even more powerful because of that. It's followed by the motherfucking Star card, which is about your hopes and your dreams. So, Leo, you guys have been working on something. Your center card is the Eight of Pentacles. So it just shows, the Eight of Pentacles is a card of like the person who's diligently, consistently putting time and effort into something that, and this is really kind of more of a card. It can be spiritual work that you've been doing for sure. But traditionally, the Eight of Pentacles is like something you've been working on, actual physical, a project, the process that you've been going through at work in your career that you've been dedicated to. These cards are fucking amazing. After the Eight of Pentacles, it's followed by the Four of Swords upright. So the Four of Swords is about like the person who really has taken the time to purposefully pour into some sort of meditative practice. If not meditative practice, there's something that you're dedicated to that helps your mind. I suppose in a general theme that could be therapy or some sort of course you're taking, or group type of work that you're doing. But in a more modern day take on the Four of Swords, it's something that you can do to quiet your mind. So it could even be like laying off TV and being more mindful of the choices that you make with what you watch and what you listen to as well. It also can be a time of stepping away from the crowd and not being so chatty with people, and allowing whatever wisdoms or insight to kind of bubble up to the surface naturally, allowing spirit to kind of show you or say things that catch your attention that you normally wouldn't be able to notice because you're so busy. But with this card, it means that you've taken time in solitude to withdraw so that you could hear the urgings of spirit, okay, your higher self as well. It's followed by the Temperance card, which is about alchemy. The Temperance card is literally the kind of the energy of the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's the Temperance card comes out when the universe, energy, source, God, whatever you want to call it, has placed in our path obstacles that would be perfect obstacles to help us work through things that are blockages. Okay, so these are obstacles placed in our path on purpose because they're supposed to initiate some wound or some pain to help us move through it, work through it. Okay, it's a calling to become creative and to burn through or create new ways of coping or create a bridge that we must build to heal this thing. Okay, so because it comes upright and because everything's so beautiful and powerful and upright, it means you've worked through something. Okay, like I said, the first card out is the Wheel of Fortune. So there was a portal, or there is a portal. There's an opportunity. The Wheel of Fortune is a lucky, fortunate time. Now is the time, if you haven't already jumped on this, where your dreams can come true. Okay, the second card out is the Star card, is your hopes and your dreams. So there's some portal that you move through. You realize that there was some opportunity that would really benefit you, so you really applied yourself in some way, whether that's through work, whether that's a spiritual type of dedication, or it's like, you know, you're saving money, you're you know, taking care of the home in a more meticulous way, or this is just something physical and tangible that you've done and practiced and did consistently and did over time, and you coupled that with a reverent kind of like period of solitude and taking care of yourself and going within, which has helped you, enabled you, burn through some of these challenges that you have had to go through in the past. You come out on top, period. The bottom of the deck card is the Six of Wands, which is he's on top of a horse and he's above everyone else. And so you get the sense, just kind of symbolically, like that he is, you know, he's not above or better, but that he is ahead of the game. Okay, that he has a vision, also a sight about this thing that is an alternate perspective than the people down on the ground, right? So he's higher up, so he's can see from a different vantage point, which makes him more powerful, which makes him more connected to source because he has these additional perspectives. So Leo, I'm gonna stop there because it looks like y'all got some really cool shit coming to you. You have Aquarius who shows up, and you also have Sagittarius. Just food for thought. Okay, you guys, make sure to share this reading and book a private reading. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye. Virgo, how y'all doing? Y'all last but certainly not least. Let's get into your reading. I've already pre-shuffled and divvied out your cards. So let's talk about what I see first. First thing that kind of comes to mind is this reading has a lot of pops of red. So we're looking at the root chakra, and we're looking at imbalances in like the themes that the root chakra have to do with. And that is issues with power and feeling secure and safe in my essence, in my body, and therefore making decisions based out of whether or not I feel secure or whether or not I feel powerful. It does seem like there is kind of like a miscommunication about your faith. Whether that is like you're hearing spirit and you're getting the wrong message, or you think you're hearing one thing but it's supposed to be another, or if it's actually about like your faith and like the kind of wavering of like what you believe in, and there's kind of like you are, excuse me, it does feel like faith is the theme. So your center card is the Hierophant. The Hierophant comes up when our word is being taken into account and people or situations are requiring us to be authentic. Okay, so who I know myself to be at the core, is it in alignment with who I show the world? You know, how I act at work, how I act on social media, how I am with my kids, how I am with my family. Is that behavior in alignment with my truth? Okay. On another level, the Hierophant is about religion and about, you know, your faith and what you grew up with and how that might be tested at this time. Right above it, we have the card on the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Swords is reversed. So some of y'all have like severed ties with, could be one word, are no longer communicating with somebody too who might be in power. The Queen of Swords isn't speaking to whoever this Hierophant might be. So it's either you've cut off a part of your faith, or you've decided that, you know, what you learned growing up doesn't fit for you anymore, so you're severing ties. You're no longer communicating with that. It also could be somebody who you trust, in power, someone who has power, and somebody who, sorry, getting over a cold. Somebody who, where the community looks at this person with reverence, like they trust in what they say. There's something you don't trust, okay? Or there's something that feels like, and it's possible that the way that you see it is not actually correct, and that you could be placing some sort of judgment, blame, sight, perspective on this person or situation that is inaccurate. Okay. The first card out of the lineup of 5, there's a total of 6 cards because I pulled you 5, and then there's the one on the bottom of the deck, which makes 6. The bottom of the deck card is the Queen of Swords, ruled by Aquarius, by the way. Okay, air sign. And then your first card out is the Page of Swords, another air sign card. So we know air signs. Okay, this is a Virgo reading. Y'all are earth signs, my earthy friends. But we know that swords in the tarot have to do with mentalism, with the mind, with the head, with speech, with listening, with learning, with seeing, with speaking, with communicating, with expressing, exuding, okay? All of those types of things. Learning, studying, being faithful to something that you need to be clear in the mind for. It also has to do with perspectives and how we see the world. So you have 2 sword cards on the board, my Virgos, that are reversed. Okay, so there may be, you may feel really right, okay, but it might be interesting to imagine if you weren't right. Or, and remember, I might be saying you, but you might be knowing like, oh, she's talking about my dude, or whatever. So you might need to switch the pronouns, or, you know, reference, like it might be somebody else, or it might be shifted a bit. But there's somebody here who has kind of like a childish way of seeing things, and kind of a resistance to feeling something or seeing something that feels uncomfortable, okay? Because after the Page of Swords, we have the Hanged Man reverse. And the Hanged Man is like a very reverent sacrifice that somebody makes in order to become enlightened. But because he's reversed, it's preceded by the Page of Swords reverse, it's like a child who won't fucking do their work, or who won't fucking has no patience or care or insight. So he's not going to sacrifice something. He's decided, like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to feel that. I don't need to experience that. I don't need to be in pain. Like, I don't fucking have to go without that thing. I need that thing. That's my thing. Or an avoidance to any sort of like kind of painful in the short term, but long term will create tremendous amount of insight and wisdom. So an avoidance to pain, I mean, we're all avoidant to pain. Nobody wants to fucking feel pain. But the Hangman comes up, especially followed by the Hierophant, which is very like, it's very spiritual. There's a process here that would really help connect you to your divinity and to your faith and to your truth. That would be important to take another look at. That theme for you, faith, spirituality, religion, for some people might be kind of painful even. And so that's why we don't want to take another look at it. If that's the case for you, like, let's say this is a story about like religion, and like maybe in your childhood religion was somehow there's some pain associated with religion, like it was not safe somehow. Okay, the cards are asking you, because right after the Hierophant we have the Eight of Wands, which faces the reverse Magician. This is your last card out. So I'm wondering too if like taking the emphasis off of the religion and more back onto like a spiritual aspect that doesn't have the religious ties, more of something that's more universal, that helps you reconnect with your power and kind of regenerate your spark or your light for something. May even just be simply about a relationship, about two people who one of the people is like, well, first of all, someone's not talking to somebody, and then there's kind of like this, like somebody doesn't want to do the work, and someone is kind of trusting and relying upon their faith to get through this. But you know what? Out of all the readings today, like every reading, I want to say every single reading ended on an upright card, which always gives me kind of like a sense of like, ooh, okay, cool. There's hope here. This reading, your bottom of the deck card and your last card out are reversed. So someone's stuck in this shit. This shit feels very kind of like, not that you won't have a good outcome. I think kind of the key piece is this Hierophant, making peace with this Hierophant, because it feels like somebody's turned their back on something sacred in order to protect themselves somehow. But it just feels like we kind of keep running into an obstacle though, because it's like we take our emphasis off one thing and we try and place it onto another thing, which we think is going to help, but it ends up not really helping. So it might be important to open the lines of communication with whatever this is, the Hierophant. Reopening the lines of communication with that. So whether that's you getting back to your faith, or you applying yourself to some kind of sacred ritual practice, or something like that, or seeing somebody in power a little bit differently, might be helpful. Because right now it feels like you don't feel powerful to end up on the Magician reversed. Let me pull you guys one last card. You guys are my last reading of the day. So let's just do a little bit more. How can I help? Fuck, I didn't bring that book. Okay, we're gonna do this. Oh, I have this. Okay, how can I help? What word can we leave them on, please, for Virgos? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please remember to watch your Moon and Rising sign reading as well. because it can give you more information about what this actually could be. Okay, Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. 3. Oh, that's the one. Number 9. Okay, this is the I Ching, ancient Chinese astrology. Ooh. The power of the meek to tame. The power of the meek to tame. Ooh. It kind of sums up this. The power of the meek to tame. Meek means helpless, right? The power of the meek to tame. Here's taming, okay? This feels very like tame. Faith, religion, faith and religion, to me, is a very kind of confined, kind of taming energy. The power, but reconnecting with your power, because this person is acting immaturely. Okay, there's something they're avoiding, but once you get into your power, you realize that the faith or religion isn't something that is meant to tame you. It's actually meant to help you cultivate a relationship with God, whether that's like a standard religion or it's a spiritual practice. So once we become in alignment, we're able to kind of, even though we might feel weak at first, to actually harness or tame something within ourselves. Let's read this. You find yourself in a frustrating position in which, despite your effort and good work, you cannot realize plans and ideals. Too much resistance and too many difficulties stand in your way. There is hope of overcoming the limitations, but you must tread carefully, taking one step at a time. This is not the time to make a breakthrough, right? With measure and sympathy. React with measure and sympathy. Avoid aggressive behavior of any kind. You can only manage the desired effect by using friendly persuasion and in maintaining a steady grip on your goals. Develop your own character and try to raise your personal standing. If you are resolved in yourself and adaptable to the outside world, you will attain your goal and enjoy ultimate success. Okay, so it's a good ending, right? I hope that was helpful, y'all. A little nebulous and mysterious. Very Piscean to me. Alright, y'all, I love you. Happy motherfucking October. Have a great fucking Halloween if you celebrate Halloween. And take care. Make sure to watch your moon and rising signs. And share this reading with a friend. Helps me grow. Okay, bye.